Hello, my name is Eduardo GARCÍA-CASTILLO. I'm from the Montemorelos University in Mexico, and I will present my investigation titled Socially Integrated Architecture: Foundations for Creating Durable and Sustainable Spaces in the Urban Environment. And I want to start with a question. What if architecture were not only about buildings, but about emotions, meanings, and the way communities recognize themselves in space? In many marginalized urban contexts, public space exists physically yet fails socially. It is present but not truly lived, appropriated, or cared for. This research emerges from that tension, exploring architecture not as an isolated object, but as a social process capable of strengthening sustainability and a sense of belonging. This study is situated in Montemorelos, Nuevo León, Mexico, a medium-sized city where several marginalized communities coexist alongside an active university environment. Over recent years, students and teachers have participated in community service projects aimed at improving public spaces and social infrastructure. However, beyond physical interventions, a key question remains unanswered. How do communities emotionally experience these spaces? And how do these experiences influence their appropriation and long-term sustainability? This research approaches the built environment as a space of social practices, emotions, and shared meanings that directly shape community life. The main objective of this study is to understand and interpret the meanings, emotions, and processes of appropriation of the urban environment constructed by students and teachers involving community service projects in three communities in Montemorelos. Through this understanding, the research seeks to establish foundational principles for a model of socially integrated architecture that can guide participatory intervention in similar community contexts. A qualitative methodology was adopted, grounded in interpretive and social-critical paradigms and articulated from an experiential epistemic position. The research design follows a multiple case study approach across three urban communities. Semi-structured interviews were conducted with students and teachers directly involved in community service projects, allowing participants to express perceptions, emotions, and lived experiences related to public space. The data was analyzed using the glider method, a qualitative analysis model that facilitates the identifications of meanings, emotions, tensions, and patterns of interaction within social environments. This method proved especially valuable in revealing the non-material dimensions of architectural experience. The findings reveal six central categories. Number one, the emotional perception of space, expressed through feelings such as pride, sadness, and hope. These emotions externally influence whether a space is cared for or neglected. Number two, community participation and co-responsibility in design processes emerge as key factors in strengthening attachment to space. Number three, collective responsibility for sustainability highlighted how shared care practices develop when communities feel genuinely involved. Number four, social challenges in space management reveal tensions such as resistance to change, lack of trust, and limited institutional continuity. Number five, processes of awareness and social transformation showed how participation fosters learning and shifting collective attitudes. Finally, number six, community future projection reflected emerging visions of continuity, identity, and long-term ownership of public spaces. Together, these categories demonstrate that emotional connection and social interaction are as critical as physical design. The study concludes that architecture can become a powerful tool for social transformation when it is grounded in dialogue, genuine participation, and trust-building processes. While structural and social obstacles persist, emerging processes of community appropriation significantly strengthen the sense of belonging and open pathways for sustainable urban practices. These findings support the transition toward a second phase of action research where socially integrated architectural principles actively guide participatory interventions and long-term community resilience. Ultimately, socially integrated architecture is not only built, it is lived, felt, and collectively sustained. It is not defined by form or material alone. It emerges through relationships, shared meanings, and collective care. When people recognize themselves in space, architecture transcends constructions and becomes a living process, one that sustains community over time. Thank you for your attention.